Welcome to Diet.com video. I'm Sarah Dussault, and today I'm with body transformation expert Stephen Cabral, and he's going to be showing me, as well as all of you, an exercise warm-up. So now that it's kind of chilly outside, Stephen, people are doing their exercise routines at home. So this warm-up, it's a dynamic warm-up.
Right.
All of our users, viewers can do it at home. And what do they need equipment-wise?
Well, so really not much, because proper dynamic warm-ups can really be done just with your own body weight. So the big thing is that if you don't have equipment and you don't have a lot lying around the house, don't think that you can't get in a great warm-up and a great workout itself. So today we just have a half-inch, this is called a monster band or resistance band. It doesn't have any handles at the end, and you're gonna use it just to put a little tension on your chest and be able to open up your chest, I should say, work your back muscles at the same time during the warm-up. Another thing I wanna mention is that a lot of people think of warm-up strictly as cardiovascular. So you hop on a treadmill, you hop on an elliptical, and you just kind of go straight or go nowhere for about 5 to 10 minutes. So although that does warm up your body, get some good blood flow going, it's called a general warm-up. So what we want is a specific warm-up, and that's called the dynamic warm-up, where you're moving actively through space, and you're moving actually in 3 different planes of motion. So it's important not just to warm up forward and back, but also side to side, and then rotationally in the transverse plane. So we're gonna go through all of those, definitely not complicated, and we're gonna show everybody how to do it.
All right, awesome. And lastly, can people use something besides a band? Can they use like a towel or something?
They can use a towel, they can use a yoga strap, and all of those work fine. Anything to put a little bit of tension on is gonna work perfectly.
All right, so let's get warmed up.
All right, so the first exercise we're gonna do is jumping jacks. So everybody should know basically what jumping jacks is or are, and we're gonna move in the frontal plane, which is side to side. So the reason I like jumping jacks is because if we get the body warmed up right here, we don't need a treadmill, we don't need an elliptical, we don't need anything like that. And what I want Sarah to do, and she's doing right now, is absorb with her feet, meaning she can barely hear her feet land. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna save your joints. It's gonna save your ankles, your knees, your lower back, your hips. And she's also bringing her hands all the way overhead. A lot of people just bring them to here. So doing that, you're not gonna get the full stretch overhead. You're not gonna be able to stretch through under the armpits and the lats and all of that to open up. The other thing is she's not jumping too wide so that she's losing control. She's just staying in balance for 30 seconds. So let's just have you do another 3 seconds, and perfect. All right, so we move side to side laterally, and the body doesn't move laterally throughout the day as much as it moves forward and back. So it's also a nice exercise to do for that. Now that she's got the blood pumping a little bit, she's gonna hold onto this band right in front of her chest, just past shoulder width, and what she's gonna do is put a little bit of tension on that band, and she's gonna keep that tension the whole time. Now she's gonna lunge backwards behind her, and as she lunges backwards behind her, she's gonna raise overhead. Good, step back together, bring it in front of the chest, keep the tension on, and then pull back behind. So Sarah's gonna repeat this for about 20 to 24 repetitions, that's 10 to 12 per leg, and she's sitting way back into her hip. So her knee isn't going over her front toe, and she's sitting back into the front leg. The ball of her back foot is the only thing that touches the floor, not the heel. The reason this is such a great exercise is most of us sit down during the day, and our hip flexors tighten up, our hamstrings tighten up, all of that. So what we wanna do is we wanna open those hip flexors, and we wanna pull open the chest, because if you're sitting in front of a keyboard for the majority of the day, your shoulders get rounded, or if you're driving, commuting a lot for work, these things happen. I'm gonna have Sarah do about 5 more of these. So it opens up the chest, and it opens up the hip flexors. It basically pulls and opens up the entire anterior chain, the front of the body. That's awesome right there. And the last one, we're gonna actually warm up the upper body a little bit more and the core. And this next exercise is called a plank with a 1-arm reach out. So what we're gonna have Sarah do is get in a plank position on her forearms. She's keeping her abs up nice and tight. She's engaging through her obliques and her core, and she's gonna reach forward with 1 arm. Good, and then she's gonna put it back down, and what happens is we're gonna try to have Sarah not shift so much from side to side and just reach straight out. So she's in a 3-point plank position when she reaches out with 1 arm. That's obviously makes the body a little less balanced, and so what it does is it forces your core to have to resist rotation. That resisting of rotation works in the transverse plane. Another great one you can do instead of the 1-arm reach outs in front is a shoulder abduction, lifting 1 arm up. Good, and then you switch to the other side. So you can do either one of these exercises. They're both great. This one works a little bit more, the posterior deltoids in the back. It's great for posture, and it again opens up your chest. The other one stretches through the armpit. If you're gonna be doing shoulder presses, shoulder raises, it's great for that as well. So this one I like people to do around, again, 10 to 12 per side, not to failure or fatigue, but enough to get the blood flow going. And the other last point is you wanna keep your feet just about 1 foot apart. So those 3 exercises right there warm up the entire body, and they do it in a way that's going to complement your resistance training workout. So you're going to work, like I said, side to side, front to back, and then resisting rotation, or you call it the rotational plane. And if you do that, the total warm-up is only going to take 3 to 5 minutes. That's going to leave you more time for your actual workout itself, where all the results are going to come from.
Awesome, and thanks so much. And now you guys know how to properly warm up before you exercise. We'll see you real soon.